Hi boys and girls, welcome to our final week of remote learning. I just want to thank you and let you all know how incredibly proud I am of all the hard work that you've been doing from home over these past few weeks. I certainly know that while it hasn't been easy, I just want you to know I appreciate all of your effort and all of the work that you've put into doing your very best. So let's give it our best this final week. And let's take a look at how we would interpret remainders. Last week, our lesson focused on dividing numbers without remainders. This week, we're going to add in a new layer on how to interpret remainders when completing division problems. So we have 4 choices when we look at remainders. The first choice will be to interpret that remainder, number 1, and just leave it as a whole number. And we're going to take a look at a problem in doing that in just a few moments. Our second choice will be to take the remainder and turn it into a decimal. Our third choice will be to take the remainder and add 1 to the quotient. Our fourth choice will be to take the remainder and turn it into a fractional amount. So those are your 4 choices on how to interpret remainders. So I'm going to take a problem and I'm going to repeat it 4 different times. And each time I take the problem, we're going to look at different ways to interpret remainders. So for our first strategy, number 1, we're going to be looking at interpreting remainders by just leaving them as a whole number. So here's our problem. Maya has 90 party favors to put into 12 bags. How many favors will go into each bag? So if I set this up and I create bags for Maya, and I'll just do 12 bags, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I know using my 12 facts, 12 times 7 would give me 84. And that's the closest that I could get to 90 without going over. But of course, since that leaves me with some extras, because 90 minus 84 would leave me with 6, that means I have 6 party favors left over. So in this case, I'm just going to leave those 6 extra party favors out. I'm not, unfortunately, going to be able to put those into my bags, and they're just going to be left as an extra set of whole numbers. 6 extra party favors. Maybe I can save them for something else that I might do at another time with another party favor bag. But for right now, those 6 party favors will just be left out of the bags, and each bag will get 7 party favors. Our second strategy is going to be number 2, turning our remainders into a decimal. So for this particular strategy, I know that having used decimals a lot this year, one of the most common places we often see them is when we work with money. So same problem, again with Maya, but this time Maya and 11 of her friends, so remember, that means that there's 12. Maya and 11 of her friends have been washing cars this spring to earn money. So far they have $90. How much will each one of them get? So again, if I think of creating some type of a little bag, okay. And these are going to be the bags that they collect their money in. Oops. Let's make that one a little bit better. Okay, so I have my 12 friends, each of them with a money bag, and I'm going to divide out the $90 evenly amongst my 9 friends. So remember that again, just like in our problem we did before, each one of those friends would receive $7. So I'll put $7 in each money bag. But this time, remember that the extra would be $6. I have 6 left over. I could take that $6 and I could divide it evenly as a decimal so that each person would get another 50 cents in their bag. So I could put 50 cents in each. So if I'm counting up, so that would be $1 extra, $2 extra, $3 extra, $4 extra, $5 extra, and finally $6 extra. So now each one of those students, Maya and her 11 friends, would have in their money bags $7.50. So our second strategy would be to turn the remainder, the additional or extra left over, into a decimal. Our next strategy is going to be adding 1 to the quotient. So this time, again, Maya and her classmates are planning a summer trip and they'll be traveling in vans that hold 12 students. How many vans will they need to take all 90 campers? So since I've set this problem up 2 times before on the previous 2 slides, I already know that 90 divided by 12 is going to equal 7 with a remainder of 6. So I know that that means I'll definitely need 7 vans. But what about these 6 extra students? Certainly they don't want to be left out of the summer camping trip. So I'm actually going to have to add 1 to the quotient so that I can make sure that those 6 campers get into a van for the camping trip, which means now that that 7 is actually going to turn into 8. So I'm going to need 8 vans in order for all 90 campers to make the trip. So adding 1 to the quotient just means you don't want anyone to be, in this case, left out. Our final strategy is turning the remainders into a fractional amount. So this time, Maya is making cookies to sell at her summer lemonade stand. She has 90 cookies and has 12 plates to put them on. How many cookies will Maya be able to put on each plate? So once again, since we've repeated this problem now 3 times, we know that 90 divided by 12 is going to be equal to 7 remainder 6. So if Maya has 7 plates, she has 12 plates, and she puts 7 cookies on each plate, she has 6 leftover cookies. So I could take each of those 6 leftover cookies, since they're probably going to be in the shape of a circle, and I could divide them in half. So I could put half of a cookie on this plate, half of a cookie on this plate. That gives me 1 full cookie. Half and another half gives me 2. Half and another half gives me 3. Half and another half gives me 4. Half and another half gives me 5. Half and another half gives me 6. So actually what's going to be on each plate is going to be 7 1/2 of a cookie. And since cookies are something that you can easily divide in half, or maybe you have someone coming to your summer lemonade stand that's a little bit younger and they really wouldn't even be able to eat a whole cookie, you could hand them half of a cookie, and I'm sure they would be extremely happy. Boys and girls, I want you to think about all 4 of these strategies today when you complete your student book page. There is also a very special opportunity for you to be in a drawing for a UDF gift card on Wednesday. So please read over carefully the directions for today's remote learning lesson plan and let me know if you have any questions. You can always email me and we can meet on a Zoom meeting at any time. I hope that you are going to have a great day today and that you give this last week of remote learning your very best, 100%. As always, I miss you and I can't wait to see you soon. Boys and girls, have a great